All right, so you're welcome to the AM show once again. And Nimwa, good morning
Hi,
to you.
Israel. Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Okay, great.
How are you too?
I'm well. So shall we get into the newspapers?
Yeah, especially because you're going to use forever to review the graphics.
No, not to worry. I don't think I'm going to do that.
Okay.
But there's some interesting stories in the Daily Graphic that I'd like to share with you. The first one has to do with the front page story. BoG NIB probe 656 ATM cards. You know the story that came out that there was a man who was busted with 656 ATM cards traveling through the Kotka International Airport. So it's involving 9 banks, the 656 ATM cards. It turns out that of the 9 banks that are involved, 8 of them, all the banks are domiciled, are Ghanaian banks, except 8 of them have their headquarters in Nigeria. So one of the banks is a wholly owned Ghanaian bank, while the remaining 8 banks operate in the country but have Nigerian origins. So the Bank of Ghana, NIB, National Intelligence Bureau, and EOCO apparently has also been mentioned. They'll be working on getting to understand what is happening. So explaining the investigation process, Mr. France, who's with the Bank of Ghana, he said the FIC and EOCO would also determine whether the ATM card had been used for any financial transactions. We'll support the investigative team with the relevant aspects of the law to help them prosecute this case. So during interrogation, this man, the suspect, Aminu, claimed during interrogation that 132 of the cards were his. And that he collected them from his extended family for his business. He said the rest of the cards were for his business partners in Dubai. According to the suspect, he was a businessman who plied his trade in Dubai, China, Nigeria, and Ghana. He has already denied any links to fraudulent activities. And Aminu also had in his possession $12,000 and a list of the PIN numbers of, or the pins of some of the ATM cards. So it's a story that's...
It's interesting.
It's interesting.
He said how many are his?
132.
I see, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
All right, on page 5, Sudanese government foils coup. Tunisian president vows, you know there's a coup in Sudan. Attempted coup was foiled. EcoBank, Tunisian president vows new electoral code. Why was I saying EcoBank? Because they have an advert. Right?
Advert, yeah. I was wondering.
Okay, and also in the Daily Graphic, debate at UN session kicks off. We're expecting President Akufo-Addo to address the UN General Assembly today. Liberal Party narrowly wins Canada's election. So Justin Trudeau's party, he called an election. He said he wanted a sort of referendum on how the COVID-19 pandemic was being handled by Canada. And he was hoping that it was going to give him a majority in Parliament. It turns out that, well, he won, but he didn't get the majority expected win. And there's an opinion on page 10, Elizabeth Ohene. It says, don't annoy the French. It must be interesting to get into it. High enrollment of girls in school, good for sustainable future. That's very true. Then we move on to page 16. Consolidate the peace, speakers advocate. And this was as a forum to mark this year's International Day of Peace in Accra. And this was at the by the National Peace Council. It was broadcast live here on the JoyNews channel. And CPP resurrects Nkrumah on birthday, resurrects in quotes. And Shreponi disturbances, 12 people have been arrested. So there's something interesting about this Shreponi story.
Okay.
So we're told, yesterday I spoke with the police in the northern region, and they indicated that yes, the 12 people had been arrested. And it was after they watched viral footage of the disturbances. Then subsequently later on in the day, well, the aspirant who lost, one of the people who was hoping to be named as MC, he came out to say, essentially they were his supporters, and he came out to say that the people should be let go. It's an internal party matter. They should deal with it at the party level.
Okay.
And there was apparently a long meeting. After that long meeting, the suspects were granted bail. And then subsequently we heard that, hey, he had been rearrested. I think it's a new IGP at work.
It sounds like a Jackie Chan movie.
They had the meeting, and then at the local level they said, okay, let's release
We
it.
can handle it us, and then Big Boss is like,
Big
nah,
Boss said, hey, who told
it's
you
not
so?
happening.
So
Wow, emotional roller coaster.
anyway, no, don't undermine the rule of law. Professor Jampo advises political parties. And on page 19, MPP and DC constituencies commend President for nomination of chief executives, right? And the President addressing the UN General Assembly is on page 20. The President Akufo-Addo is also likely to reiterate his clarion call on the developed world to see the urgent need to ensure a fairer distribution of COVID-19 vaccines. Indeed, whilst he's pushing out there for a fairer distribution of COVID-19 vaccines in Ghana locally, we're also trying to get to produce our own vaccines.
Indeed, and we'll
That's
have
the
that
conversation
conversation, yeah.
we have.
I find it very interesting,
That.
though, this clarion call for the fair distribution of COVID-19 vaccines.
Yeah,
Some people are sitting in their country.
yes.
They have funded their research. They
Yes.
have funded their production of the vaccine. They have done their trials. And then you, somewhere in another, you're expecting a fair distribution
No, hold on.
of these vaccines, which you did not invest
Wait.
into.
We're not saying that give it to us for free. We're saying that we're going to buy it. Allow us to buy some. Because, see, with this COVID-19 pandemic, you can't think that you can handle the situation in your country alone. Because they say, no country, the world is a global village. We interact. So you can't seek to solve the problem all by yourself in your country and forget the rest of the world.
I don't think it's forgetting the rest of the world, but obviously these countries are taking care of themselves first. And then if there's some left, then we get some. I think it's very...
We're buying. You see, the problem is they are buying more than necessary. So they're buying, some of the countries have bought like 5 times what they need.
I get that.
Yes.
But I also think that it's entitled for us to sit down and say, well, we want a fair distribution. Well, produce your own vaccines. You've had malaria in Africa for how many years?
We're working on it.
And Africans like that. We won't do anything about it, but suddenly, we have mouths to say, well, and do we even have the money? Because most of the vaccines that we've got have been donated.
Yeah, but we had the money. We've been wanting to buy, and we've bought some, actually.
Yeah, we've bought some, but most of it has been donated. So I'm not sure about this, clarion call for fair. I would listen to him and see how he puts it, because if not for anything at all, Uncle Nana definitely knows how to spin the whole thing nicely. So let's listen to how he puts it. I'm sure he won't sound entitled, and he'll lace it with doses of French and perhaps German, to show his bourgeoisness and all of that. So we'll see how he puts it. But
Okay.
I think, yeah.
All right, cool. Now, diasporans...
Wait. Does it mean I won the argument?
No, you haven't.
Oh, okay. Because the way you said, it sounds like you conceded.
No, I haven't conceded. I still think that, yes, we have to work on manufacturing our own vaccines. That's true. But that's why we have, in this world, there are some places that are producing some stuff that we take to other places. Okay, competitive, we call it competitive advantage.
What is Ghana producing that we take to other places?
Gold, cocoa.
Cocoa is not even something you should even talk about.
We also produce human resources.
They come and take the cocoa and then come and sell us the chocolate, because they do everything, almost everything better than we do.
We're producing something.
And even the gold, have you seen the way it was distributed?
We even drill oil.
Even the oil, did you see the shares and how much we actually... okay, it's okay.
Yeah, but you haven't won anything. I don't know what your point is. Every part of this world has something that the other doesn't have that they need. That's why we have trade. Yes.
And everybody has something that they could make good use of.
Even China comes to Ghana for stuff.
Yeah, China, I was going to say, never mind what I was going to say. I'm going to get in trouble if we continue. So let's see.
Be measured in utterances to consolidate peace. That's the chief imam saying that. Oh, and then the Fix the Country movement gets coverage on in the Daily Graphic.
In the Daily Graphic, yeah,
Well,
because
their
they usually don't get.
The first demonstration
Didn't get, yeah, okay.
But this one, the Takari demonstration got, and it's by Doche Kobla Aklobotu. Moses Aklobotu. I don't know why he wants to put Doche Kobla. Okay.
Oh, you know him.
Yeah. Moses Aklobotu. Okay. And then on page 26, fighting examination malpractices, 2 busted over WASI fraud. You remember when the story came, Wyke was saying, oh, it wasn't a leakage.
I interviewed them on desk, so yeah, I remember.
Okay, so Wyke announced that they had rescheduled the physics and business management papers after detecting a possible leakage of the questions on social media and on rogue websites prior to the exams that were due last Wednesday. And then, so in the Daily Graphic interviewed the head of Wyke's legal department, Reverend Victor Brew, who said information picked up indicated that Jima, one of the guys who has been arrested, supplies questions to other operatives such as Vasco Links,
Wow.
Professor Dito Dito,
Wow.
Eminent Link,
Wow.
operated by Anthony Techi, One Love,
What a wow.
Ophelia,
Okay.
Honorable Marcos, Santiago Beacon, Mr. Lukin, and some schools in the country. Really?
Wow.
So it's like it's a whole industry.
It's a whole cartel.
He gave the assurance that the police and Wyke security operatives were continuing with investigations into activities of other exam fraudsters to bring them to book and make them face the full force of the law. I mean, but it's interesting that there are all these people, and the names that they have, Professor Dito Dito, means that as for Professor Dito Dito, when he gives you the question,
Sharp.
Dito Dito.
Yep.
3 robbed woman of 29,000 cedis at Apenkwa. A 33-year-old woman who was last Monday attacked and robbed of 29,000 cedis by 3 suspected robbers at gunpoint at Apenkwa near La Paz in the Greater Accra region. The incident happened at about 3 p.m. while the victim was returning from a bank near the Apenkwa traffic light. It is currently not clear if the woman is a staff or a customer of the bank. Okay, missing pregnant woman found without baby. This is another
very
intriguing story.
Yeah.
So the expectant mother, whose pregnancy was in an advanced stage at the time she went missing, was found near a church building without the pregnancy or the baby. And then there's also this link about some calls after the woman went missing by some people who were asking for ransom and all of that. But, so the lady has been found. The baby, they said they can't find. She's no longer pregnant and they can't find the babies.
So, okay.
Yeah, but the questions, because I've been doing some checks myself, and she was sent to the Axim Government Hospital. I want to believe that at the Axim Government Hospital, they would have examined her to find out if indeed it looked like she had recently delivered or she was actually pregnant. But my checks suggest they didn't see any such thing.
Oh.
Yes. But anyway, I'm sure the police will come out to I mean, whatever they found. But yes, it's an intriguing story, and that's why I'd want us to get some more on this story. But the family is also saying that, yes, we knew her to be pregnant.
And she apparently wrote on a piece of paper that she gave birth at an unknown place and the kidnappers took her baby. That's according to the Daily Guide.
Yeah, but how do kidnappers deliver you and take your baby away?
And obviously your body will show signs of having, I mean, okay. Okay.
So yeah, we need to get
to the bottom of
Okay, so move on to some other stories. We go to page 38. Government Dubois Museum Foundation signed MOU. BoG pledges more support for youth businesses. East tax burden on telcos. That's the Chamber of Telecoms speaking. They've made a passionate appeal to government to reduce the tax burden on the operators to help stimulate growth and increase their contributions to national development revenue. The chamber believes the sector has been overburdened with taxes, making it difficult to promote digital inclusion and economic growth. It said a reduction in the number and rate of the taxes will result in increased investment to retool, expand network, and create more jobs for the youth. This Chief Executive Officer of GCT, Dr. Kenneth Eshig, making the appeal at the 18th Knowledge Forum by the Chamber in Accra. And yes, they have a point. I think that the telcos are overburdened when it comes to taxes. But the government also feels that, well, you're making a lot of money. And so let's go after let's get some of the money. But it's not always the case that you just go after the taxes, because some of the revenue that the companies make, they're supposed to reinvest. But if you're taking a lot of it in taxes, then as Dr. Keneshibe is saying, it makes it difficult for them to plow back and become innovative and do more. All right, discard myths about COVID-19, public health specialist, and says, how can COVID-19 vaccine make you impotent? So this is some of the things that people are saying about the vaccine. What I actually understand is that the COVID-19 itself, the virus, could render you impotent.
But again, that's like 1 in a million, one in a... Yeah. But I mean, I can imagine how men feel as soon as you mention the word impotence. It's like, so.
Company ownership register be ready 2023. That's the finance ministry saying that. And there's a conversation about the beneficial owners. The beneficial owners are, therefore, the real owners and beneficiaries of businesses, and we need to know who these people are. A lot of the time people front for companies, and then the real owners of the businesses, you may find out maybe politicians, politically exposed persons, and people who shouldn't really be involved in business. Media outlets must avoid engaging quack counselors, help transform GWCL into world-class company. That's the minister saying that. Abdul Samed wins Otsajifo criterium, that's in sport. GFA charges Ash Gold officials for match manipulation. And this is so these are, it has to do with some match, a match that was played. And the videos went viral, where the two teams were accused of playing a match of convenience after footage of the match went viral on social media, as it showed what looked like 2 deliberate own goals scored by Inter-Allies defender Hashmin Musa in the 7-0 win for the home side, Ash Gold. The 24-year-old player came from the bench in the 34th week fixture in Obuasi and twice put the ball into his own net within 12 minutes before being substituted just before full time. Later, Musa admitted in an interview that he deliberately scored 2 own goals in order to foil an attempt at match fixing from his own team.
Wow.
Spillage unlikely as water levels drop in Burkina dams.
That's good news.
That's some good news. So the yearly flooding of northern Ghana as a result of the spillage of the Bagrid and Kompienga dams in Burkina Faso might not happen this year, after it emerged that the levels of the 2 dams have dropped ever since authorities in Burkina Faso warned about the imminent spillage of excess water from the dams.
Israel.
So, yes.
Israel.
Will be spared,
15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Yes.
All right, so we actually have footage of, you hold on, we actually have footage of the Inter-Allies Ash Gold game and that interesting match that I was talking about. Let's watch that. Oh, see that?
And the guy just scored his own.
Yes. See. Okay. Okay, so this was the guys defending, but the own goals came subsequently, and it's so obvious. It's so obvious that, yes, he's going to played it into his own net.
Like, is it that he forgot?
No.
Okay.
That's what he was explaining, that, yeah, he had to do that because it was match fixing. But if you see all the goals that were scored, you find out that
they all look
something
suspicious.
very, very, very wrong. All right.
Wow, I see. Okay.
Yeah, I'm done.
Obviously not. Okay. Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Thank God for that. Let's move on to the Ghanaian Times.
No, but this was it. You see, when I was reviewing this story, you got to a point where you took like 5 or so minutes to rant about the UN General Assembly.
All of a sudden, the sound is really bad, so I can feel like you're talking, but I can't actually hear it. The Ghanaian Times this morning, on the front page, police hunts for suspects in robbery of woman's 29,000 Ghana cedis, 12 arrested in Tripoli. Fix the country demo hit secondary Takari. And how Akumsin hands over church hall to Kaswa Methodist Church. Okay, let me look for stories that Israel hasn't done. Trade Minister reiterates private sector role in national development. Zuma fails to appear in court as arms deal trial resumes. Afghan girls' school ban will be un-Islamic. Interesting. Okay.
That's the Pakistani Prime Minister.
Should reparations be paid to victims of the evil transatlantic slave trade? Oh, that's a good question. Okay. From Jehu to Dumbuya, anatomy of coups. Interesting. Okay. Lots of announcements and stuff. Don't rely solely on petroleum revenue to fund free SHS. So the government has been advised not to do that by civil society groups, chiefs, workers, religious leaders, and representatives of security agencies. So they met and had a conversation there. Ghana bagged $6.5 billion in oil revenue from 2011 to 2020. Make Africa your home. That's good. I didn't want to talk. I didn't want to talk. But $6.5 billion is a lot of money in 9 years. And we have this, and yet we're in so much debt. So I'm sure the economists, will have, depending on which side of the political, whatever they stand, they'll have a lot of different explanations for that. Make Africa your home. Why? President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo has urged the African diaspora to follow in the footsteps of W. Du Bois by making Africa their home and contributing to the development of the continent. Again, why? What's in it for them? That's the question. We ourselves in Africa, is it our home? Before we
treat them better in
Africa. Than I know.
They won't face racism and all that.
No, they won't. And we'll be very nice to them and give them great tax reliefs and all of that, which we won't give to our own people, so that our own people can actually develop businesses. And when a member of opposition.
Have you requested a tax break and you've not been giving us a business?
I've heard. Ghanaians urge not to take peace for granted. Oh, there's a full-page employment opportunity if you're looking for work. Work. Okay. ADB board inaugurated, urged to remain focused on Agric. How Akumsin hands over church hall. Hey, Sister Hawa. Church hall to Kaswa Bethel Methodist Church. So this gesture was in line with her commitment to give back to the church the good things the Lord God has bestowed upon her. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. Nice. Very, very nice. Goyle's new board to focus on improving shareholder investment, take advantage of innovations in fintech industry. Second Deputy Governor urges entrepreneurs. Rwanda disqualified from Africa Volleyball Championship for fielding ineligible players. Okay. I won't answer questions on my future. Ronald Keyman won't answer any more questions about the future after Ronald, somebody's injury time. Coleman, thank you, Gomez. Injury time header rescued a point for his poor Barcelona side against Granada on Monday. Okay, well, that story is on page 30. He's a log lifter, Ion Bibi, after his historic lifts. He looks like a lifter. Do you want to say anything?
No.
Okay. Log lifting champ gets big ovation in Burkina Faso. So these are two different stories, the log lifting and the Keyman story. Okay, Ghana beats Cameroon in Aisha Buhari Cup. Aisha Buhari Cup. Oh, that's very interesting. I'm here to win trophies. This Kotoko new coach is talking a lot. Hopefully, you can follow up all the talk with some action. Clefet Demeted, CH Chips compound abandoned. I don't really see a chips compound. I see blocks, so not sure about that. I think it looks as if they started work and they didn't finish. That's it for the Ghanaian Times, and Israel is allowing me to get into the daily guide.
Oh, please do.
Horror in Takari, and we brought you that story already. Kaswa?
How the daily guide may also want to take the story, and if they're highlighting some of the issues we're talking about.
Okay, 1 second. I'll come to that in a second. Kaswa killer teens trial set after legal vacation. Okay, so the kidnapped woman, this is according to Daily Guide, she was said to be pregnant. They found her in Axim. When they found her, well, she's a twin. She was in a state of blankness. It goes on to say that the woman looked traumatized, couldn't speak, wrote on a sheet of paper that she gave birth at an unknown place, and further wrote that the kidnappers took her newly born baby away. So apparently a carpenter who operates from opposite the Jehovah's Witness church building saw the fair woman smeared with clay crossing the road around 8 a.m. Mistook her for a mentally ill person, but later some of his apprentices saw her near some flowers around the church building shivering, so they got closer to her to find out what was wrong with her. So that continues, Then the husband, they got in touch with the husband, then they went to the Axim police station, and then later to the Axim government hospital where the woman is on admission for treatment. She's reported to have written, like I said, that the babies have been taken away. So it doesn't actually say anything about whether it was confirmed. Yeah. Okay, international stories on page 5. Hundreds more evacuated as La Palma lava nears sea. Oh, that's on the Canary Islands. So much of these things going on, you know, these natural disasters, so many of them. Nearly 500,000 South Sudanese affected by floods. India sees $2.7 billion in Afghan heroin amid Taliban takeover chaos. Let me move quickly to the entertainment page. Angela Bamford, others honored at 2021 Ghana Models Award. Lisa Ewuku of House of Gold fame, all grown now. And be kind to my kids when I'm no more. That's Joyce Jijo. Oh, Patience Achanu named African female business leader. Congratulations, Patience. At the back page, it pains me, but hearts must show character. TT Brothers advises Spurs have so many problems to solve. Barca coach under pressure. Martinez Xavi set for takeover. That's it for the daily guide, and that's about it today, isn't it?
Let's get to my journal line and see what stories we have on the,
okay, maybe really quickly, because Gomez has said that we should.
Yeah, so my journal line, Ablakwa to file another urgent question in Parliament over Akufo-Addo's extravagant foreign trips. Okay, so that matter came up. He's always saying that the president went to the UN General Assembly in New York in another luxury jet.
Okay.
Yeah, even though the jet is available. Missing pregnant woman in Takari found at Axim. Police interdicts 4 officers who assaulted Tamale resident over illegal connection. 12 arrested over violence at Treponi over MMDC's nomination. And we're tired of directionless leadership. Fix the country protester.
Yeah, I think he said that yesterday when we interviewed
MMDC's appointment, there is no basis or justification for the disturbances that Dan Botry, the minister, and hissing SDG's implementation to build fairer, prosperous world. Akufo-Addo urging world leaders. And public workers in Tamale protest over 2020-2021 percentage in wages increments. All
right, looks good. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, Oweko Ampofo is here with the sports, and of course the show continues after that. Don't go anywhere.